Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Myself Vignesh Anand. In this video, we are going to see about the lead acid batteries, then the components of the lead acid batteries and their working principles. So, coming to the topic, the lead acid battery is rechargeable and secondary batteries. So, this batteries uses lead and lead peroxide to convert chemical energy into a electrical energy. So these are mostly used in your substations and power plants, and also it increases the cell voltage and minimizes the economical cost of your batteries. So during charging of a battery, current is passed through it and some chemical changes happening within your battery. So these chemical changes absorbs energy during this formation. So when the battery is connected to an external load, that chemical changes takes place in a reverse direction, which means that absorbed energy is released as a electrical power and supplied to the load. This is the main concept of your battery working. Then main components of the battery, as I said, lead peroxide, then sponge lead, then dilute sulfuric acid. These three are the main component of your lead acid batteries. So lead peroxide is a positive plate of your battery. Then lead, the sponge lead is your negative plate or negative ion of your battery. Then dilute sulfuric acid, which is your electrolyte solution of your battery. So it is diluted by a water in a ratio of 3 is to 1, which means 1% one ratio of your sulfuric acid with a combination of 3 ratio of your water. So these are the main components of your battery. Coming up to the construction wise, we will have other components also, which means additional elements also been provided in your battery inside itself. So this is your main construction of your battery. As I said, there is a positive plate and negative plate. Positive plate is your lead peroxide and negative plate is your lead. Then battery covers, which is outer covering, which is made up of your plastic case. In that there is provided valves for dipping the electrolytic solutions. Then uh, positive and negative terminals will be provided in that, where the positive and negative pole will be placed. So uh, the each positive and negative plates are separated by a separator, which means a uh, insulating material between those two plates in order to avoid the short circuiting within your battery. So this all will be sealed in your complete pack as a battery inside your batteries. So this is how the batteries will be there. The protective case on the outer covering, then the positive and the negative terminals for connecting with the load, then the cell divider, which is your separator, then lead electrode, which means your negative lead, which is your negative electrodes, then the positive electrode as a lead dioxide or lead peroxide, then dilute H2SO4, which means the electrolytic solutions. Sulfuric acid is your uh, electrolytic solution, which is in the ratio of 3 is to 1 with the water. Next to one more example for your understanding. So this is your anode in the sense and positive plate, cathode in the sense negative plate. Anode is your lead peroxide or lead dioxide, then cathode is your lead sponge lead. So the electrolytic solution is your H2SO4, which means sulfuric acid dipped with your water. Then the supply is given for charging, and whenever the supply, uh, whenever the battery need to be connected, automatically the discharging will be takes place with the load. Next, coming up to the working principle, the dilute sulfuric acid. which means your electrolytic solution breaks into two parts. One is your positive ion 2H plus and negative ion SO4 minus. So the two electrodes are connected as a plate, anode and cathode, which means your positive and negative plates. The anode catches the negative ion, which means attracts the negative ion, and the cathode attracts your positive ion. So this bonding in a anode and anode with SO4 minus and cathode with your 2H minus 2H plus. So the anode positive plate, in the sense your lead peroxide, which catches your SO4 minus of your electrolytic solution. Then your negative sponge lead with which will attracts or catches your positive plate, positive ion 2H plus. So this bonding in anode with SO4 minus and cathode with 2H plus will interchange the electrons, and which is further react with your H2O, which means your water, which is diluted with your sulfuric acid. So this is the process of your batteries inside, what happening inside your battery. Then the batteries are mainly reacted by a two state. One is your charging and another one is your discharging. Charging, in the sense batteries are connected with your external source to converts the electrical energy and stores as a chemical energy. Discharging, in the sense it's a reverse processing, which means the chemical energy is converted into electrical energy and supplied to some other load. Coming up to the charging process. So battery charging, when the battery is connected with the charger, the sulfuric acid molecule breaks into a 2H plus and SO4 minus, as I earlier said. So charging, in the sense converting the electrical energy into a chemical energy and stores as a chemical energy. So at cathode, in here I have written as a chemical formula only, which means normally formula only I have written, because due to time management I have done this. PbSO4 plus free electrons will combines to form a Pb plus SO4 2 minus ions. At anode, PbSO4 plus water H2O2 of molecule will forms a PbO2 plus SO4 minus ions plus 4 hydrogens and free electrons. So combining both of these will makes a chemical which converts a electrical into a chemical form and stores in your battery. So normally the charging method is of two method. One is your constant voltage and the constant current. In here mostly we will use a constant voltage method for charging the batteries. Next is your discharging the battery. Due to the electron exchange across the anode and cathode, the electron balance across the plate is affected. The electron then flows through the load and then the battery get discharged. So whenever the load is connected, automatically there is some imbalance will be take place in your batteries automatically. Then it will causes the free electrons to move towards the flow load, and it will further it will converts into a uh, chemical energy into a electrical energy and feeds the load. So at the cathode, the the lead plus SO4 ions will combines to form a lead peroxide plus free electrons. At anode, the lead peroxide plus SO4 minus ions plus hydrogen plus free electrons will combines to form a lead PbSO4 plus H2O molecules. So combining the both the equations, it will forms a 2 PbSO4 plus 2 H2O molecules. So discharging will happens by this method. Then coming up to the types of batteries, the lead acid batteries has five types, which is separated according to their design. First one is your floated type, second is your sealed type, third is your valve regulator type, fourth is your absorbed glass mat type, then fifth is your gel type. So these and all comes into design categories. Then applications. It is mainly used in your emergency lighting of power for and for your some pumps and other equipments, uh, like uninterruptible sources like motor drives or any other DC equipments. Then used in your electric motors, then submarines and nuclear. Mostly in power stations where we know need of uninterruptible sources. So in that case, we uses the batteries. Hope you understand. I think so. See you in next video. Have a nice day. Share your knowledge and gain your knowledge. நன்றி வணக்கம்.